Once we've got the camper disconnected from the truck and resting on the front tongue jack, the next steps are to set up the power and also the water hookups as well. So this connector right here, it is actually self-locking, so it is marked with a white mark, and there's also a silver marker right here. You put it in a little bit sideways like that, and then turn it clockwise, and now it's locked. And you just do the reverse when you're taking that out. Turn it sideways, and then you can pull it out. The power is not hooked up to this at the moment. Once you've gotten this hooked up, you go plug it into the breaker box and flip the breaker on, and then the power is to the camper, and there's a meter inside that'll help you check to make sure there's no errors and that you're good with both lines of power into the camper. Now that the camper is plugged in, we're going to come to this breaker box. We can see the breaker right here is turned off. We'll plug it in. Then we'll switch the breaker to the on position. Once the power is hooked up, you are going to leave these slides in for right now because it'll be easier to hook up the sewer lines with this slide in. The next step is to hook up the water. So we'll be hooking up the water. I've already got this water line tied in to the water. We have a cutoff right here, so we'll be able to turn that on and purge some of the air from the hose. These boxes were up front on the driver's side storage. Remember, these are quick disconnects, so I usually disconnect that. This is your city water connection that's marked. Get it most of the way in by turning the 90-degree, and then secure it like that to tighten right there. This input right here, this is for the black water flush for the black tank. Okay. The next step is hook up the water filter. There is an arrow on the water filter right here. Make sure that's secure like so. We're going to release some of the air out of here and turn that off. Connect the water like that. We also have a hose connection out here. You could open up that port. You push in the silver collar and then push that. Nipple in there, and you should be good. You can test it by pulling on it. It should not come loose. And if you want to, you can go ahead and turn the water on. We can already see this start to move a little bit. It's got some pressure on it. This way you can clean up any kind of mess that might occur and purge any air out of the camper itself. So that's your basic water hookup. You can set that on the ground. This is the hot water heater. You won't really turn this on until you have all the air purged out of the rest of the camper sinks and shower and toilet. There's an electric switch right in here. It is down low and a little bit difficult to get to, but this is how you would turn the electric on to heat by electric. It is also heated by gas. You can actually run both of them. It's recommended that you leave the electric switch on the entire time, and then when you need quick recovery for the hot water, you would turn the gas on at those times and then turn the gas off so you're not burning extra propane. The next steps are to hook up your sewer hoses. We have two sewer hoses. This collects water from the shower and the bathroom sink, as well as from the kitchen sink. So it's on a separate line right here. So we have a Y that'll connect here that you'll see in the demonstration. And then this one back here, this is the black water tank. We'll hook that up as well. You'll always leave that closed. You can leave these open while you're in the camper, but leave that one closed until the black tank is about 2/3 full, and then you would dump a mass of water rather than a little bit at a time. But you definitely leave it closed when you're in the camper using the toilet for several days. So also, before you start working with these things, make sure these valves are closed before you open these caps. So both those valves are closed here, and the valve over there is closed. We do have a towel there. You also have these gloves. That right there, when you take the Velcro off, it'll help you have a nice slope and keep the sewer hose off of the ground. Some campgrounds require that, but it is also a good idea regardless. So we'll use these gloves for this demonstration, even though everything's clean. As I'd mentioned before in the other demonstration, this is extra hose, hand sanitizer. We'll be using this Y and this 90 degree. And there's also a donut. This donut right here is for campgrounds that do not actually have a fitting like this for your sewer connection. So I have this here for demonstration. This would be attached to a pipe in the ground going to a sewer tank. This essentially connects on. Again, this would be in the ground, and then your black hose would connect to that. All right, so this hose right here, one is for the one side, and this one over here. Again, these valves are closed. Open that. These caps keep any kind of residual sewage or aroma from escaping. So we've got that one hooked up. Got another one over here. Set those caps aside. Again, this is closed. We always hope it is anyway. So those are pretty much locked in their position. We're going to bring those together so you can have a single hose going out. This is your Y connector. Like that. This one over here. Turn it all the way until it clicks. I'm going to step over here for a moment. In the bumper are your longer hoses. This also has a cap on it, and this string is so you can pull it out. And once you pull that out, it does have two lengths, like that. That's connected there. The rest of this, of course, you'd take the cap off, would go out to the sewer hookup that would be in the ground, and that ties on there as well. You can kind of see how these would work when you stretch them out. They'll stand up and keep that hose off the ground. All right, so that's your sewer hookup, your water hookup, and then at that point, you can then pull these slides out and start working inside the camper. Now that the camper is plugged in and we have the breaker switch turned on, there is power to the camper. We're going to come inside here. You can see the slide is not out yet. Actually has two opposing slides. We're going to open up this cabinet door right here, and we'll take a look inside. And right back there, that is the camper's surge protector and energy management system, and it's cycling through telling us about line 1, line 2, and then also at the end of the sequence there will be an E0 is what you're looking for, as an error code of 0, meaning that everything is hooked up and the power from the breaker box is clean and working in order. If you do have an error, then you would need to talk to the campground and determine what that problem is, and you may even need to change campsites if you do not have good power, clean power. Once that's all done, you can go ahead and put this slide out. These switches are right here. This switch here is for the slide on the living room side as far as the dinette and the couch, and we'll go ahead and put that slide out. It does make a racket, and it moves around in the process of sliding out. You wait for, at the end of the camper slide going out, you'll hear a couple of clicks. Once it starts to click, you'll then want to release your finger from the switch. That was those quick clicks, or not sure how you would describe that. But once that's done, take your finger off the button and it is set and secure. After that, you would do the kitchen slide where the stove and refrigerator is. Now that the living room slide where the couch and dinette table is out, the next slide is going to be this button here. It will sound different because it's a different slide mechanism, power slide mechanism. So it's a little bit quieter, and this second slide is a little bit smaller. So we're ready to slide it out. When it's all done, you'll hear a hum and a little bit of surge of the motor. You just release your finger and it's all set. So there's no reason to hold the button any longer than it takes to bring the slide into its full position. And that's true for both sides. This is the kitchen slide with the stove and the refrigerator. It's on the passenger side of the vehicle. The other slide is a little bit noisier. It's a much bigger slide. It has a ram jack slide, so it has a little bit different sound. In the full out position, you'll hear several quick clicks. That's true when you're bringing it back in as well. You'll bring it all the way in until you hear those repeated clicks. There may be 2 or 3, but just take your finger off once you hear that successive clicking. At this point, you're ready to set up the rest of the camper with your things and purge the air from the rest of the system with the kitchen sink. And then back there at that doorway is the bathroom. You work on the water there as far as purging the air from the system there. And then you'll also notice that next to the bathroom door and this refrigerator, this doorway is actually a pantry, so there's plenty of storage in there for you. We'll take a close look at that. We have some items for you, a hot water maker and French press. Right next to this, this is where you can set the air conditioner or the heat. The air conditioner is in the ceiling. The heat is closer to the floor. So you choose one or the other, obviously, for the needs that you have, and you can adjust the temperature up or down there. You could also turn the fan on and change the fan speed from low to high or high to low. You just usually leave the fan on auto. It'll come on with the air conditioner or the heat the same way. The only time maybe you would put it on fan to turn it on as the manual mode is if neither the air conditioner or the heater is on, but you want to move some air through the camper. The camper is equipped with a ceiling fan both in the master bedroom. There's also another one in the bathroom. This one in the master bedroom has a remote control, and so it's an automatic fan. We'll take a look at the remote control. You have the on button, and you also can change temperature and fan speed. It's best to use this fan using this remote control rather than manually operating the fan. So please use this remote control. And we'll put it back in here. That's basically in the passenger side closet within the bedroom.